you brought up Alvin Kallicharran. A lot of people outside of North Carolina, a lot of people outside of the USA would be surprised to learn that Alvin Kallicharran is a resident of North Carolina, and that's not a recent thing. He's been a longtime resident. How long have you known Alvin? What do you remember of your first interactions of him, and what kind of contributor has he been to the cricket community, not just in Morrisville, but in North Carolina in general, in terms of helping to put cricket on the map there and get a facility like this project pushed forward?
Yeah, he's affectionately known as Coach here. I probably met him really before I started playing cricket. So back when they were asking the elected officials to present the man of the match or flip this coin. So I kind of met him before I was into cricket. He struck me as right off the bat, you shake his hand, and these hands have been through a lot. In the 70s, he must have broken every finger 5 times playing the sport. And so you could just tell by shaking his hand that this man has done his time on the grounds and he's put in the work. He just has an incredible air about him. He's very humble, but he has some fantastic stories. And when you sit down and talk to him about his time, and it hasn't always been easy for him. I mean, he went through a lot in his career. Just talking to him, you get a sense that he's been around the world, and he was in a very tough time in the 70s, being Indian in Guyana, taking the sport to a new level. And the West Indies, would love to get back to those glory days of the 70s, when they were winning the World Cup. I was just thrilled to death that he made North Carolina his home and that he's shown so much interest in developing youth, particularly with his training. So I've kept in touch with him. I actually got a lesson from him about 2 weeks ago. After COVID, we had a very short season last year, and I got out and I was bowled, I think the first 2 or 3 times I got up within the first over. And I'm like, what am I doing wrong here? And so I said, Coach, can I come out and you can have the session with me in the nets? And he's very generous with his time. He refused to take any payment from me for these lessons. And I'm thinking, here I am with a guy who's won the World Cup a couple of times. He's an international legend, and he's giving me his free time to help me with my cricket swing. He's been a wonderful mentor. I consider him a brother more than a father figure because we're both in our 60s. But he's a great guy, incredibly humble, but just full of great stories kind of about the old days. I think what he teaches kids more than anything else besides this raw technique is sportsmanship, being yourself, playing within your own game, and respect for the game and for others that play it. Wonderful asset to our community, and we're truly blessed to have him here. And he is really the reason that we're getting so much love from the international cricket community and the ICC, and we've gotten so much exposure here. He's due a lot of that credit.
You said you couldn't call him a father figure, but you do call him coach. Literally, yeah. He's your coach.
Yeah. When I meet people outside of not on a cricket pitch or whatever, when we talk cricket and things, I talk about Alvin, and their eyes light up, and they always have a story about how they remember seeing him on TV or listening on the radio back in the day. And I said, he's actually in Morrisville now, and they just can't comprehend that we have such an asset here. So.
And quite an asset he is for sure.